what's going on, y'all? I'm gonna give my grade on the Browns draft class. If you want me to do this for your draft class as well for your team, just drop it in the comment section. And I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. Um, Mason Graham, I believe, is a immediate starter at the defensive tackle position. I don't know who they have, but talent wise, I don't know who they have. They wouldn't have drafted him, especially at pick 5, if the intention wasn't to start him immediately. But this dude is a brick wall, bro. Um, there are some other defensive tackles in this draft that I like a lot. Where it's not a huge gap between him and them, but he's very good. And I think you could argue maybe between him and Walter Nolan, being the best defensive tackle. I think I might take him. I gotta watch them back to back. But he's going to be elite. This is a great pickup to put in the interior with Myles Garrett rushing on the edge. Oh my gosh, man. Carson Schweisinger, if you haven't watched his highlights, go watch him. This dude does everything. Now he's kind of like a Zach Bond. And when I say that, I'm saying that in the sense that he had kind of a guy who really wasn't a big name, and then he just had this insane year. He had an amazing year last year. Popped off. The highlight tape was just phenomenal, man. He looked amazing. Looked like arguably the best inside linebacker in the draft class. I'm still taking Jahai Campbell, but he looked like arguably the best middle linebacker in the draft class. Just amazing player. And if it pans out, they got two starters right here with that first round pick, second round pick, for the foreseeable future, like in quality. Quinshawn Judkins, Del Cal. I think he's your franchise running back. That's another starter. I think that's a good pickup, considering that y'all lost Chubb. I've been saying that they want to sign Chubb back. I don't see the need for that as much as you want to bring him back just to be maybe a veteran, or if I'm Chubb, I'm not trying to go back there. Y'all just drafted 2 running backs. Quinshawn, I know he split carries at Ohio State, but his running style, bro, I think he could be a franchise running back. I'm just being honest. Just how he runs, how he plays, man. Yeah, but that again, another starter. Harold Fannin Jr. If y'all watch my reaction to the 3rd round picks, I said he's going to be a starter. I was not thinking about David Njoku. This is a weird pick considering that they have David Njoku. I think he's still in his 20s. I could be wrong. I gotta look at that. But yeah, that's interesting. I think Harold Fannin Jr. is a starter potential tight end. You can argue the best tight end in this draft. Like they hit with all of these picks, man. I'm not gonna lie, they hit. But he's for sure gonna set you up for the future. Kind of like a Delaney Walker, like a Vernon Davis, Irv Smith type. But the biggest thing about Mr. Fannin Jr. is that he breaks tackles like a running back. You put the ball in this dude's hands, it's phenomenal, man. Amazing after the catch. He's better than half the receivers in this draft after the catch. Maybe better than 2/3 of them. He amazing, bro. And put up 1,500 yards last year. Not too many players do that. I think again, if David Njoku wasn't there, he's an immediate starter. If they do intend on running a bunch of 2 tight end sets, that's perfect. Literally perfect. But I think you could even line them up at receiver occasionally. I mean, you can kind of do that with David, but I think it would help them to get both of these guys on the field. Dylan Gabriel, round 3. I like the pick at the time, outside of their 5th round pick, but I like the pick at the time. I think I like Dylan. If y'all watch some of my streams, if y'all watch some of my other reactions where I was talking about college quarterbacks, I like Dylan. He was my 3rd quarterback. And again, it's based off of highlights. That's all I saw. But his talent, based off of just the talent given, I think, again, I had him as a 3rd quarterback. I thought he was nice. I don't think this was a bad pickup by the Browns. If again, considering their 5th round pick now, yeah, at the time, it was a good pick. Dylan Sampson, I like Dylan Sampson. You still got Jerome Ford there, so I don't see a need to draft Dylan Sampson. I'm just being honest. I think you could have went somewhere else with that pick. And a 4th round, there were still starters there are still players who I feel just like how they hit with these first four picks right here. Yeah, these first four Mason Graham card. There are still starter caliber players that they could fill a hole at somewhere or upgrade significantly. And yeah, I wasn't really feeling the Dylan Sampson pick. It's not that Dylan is a bad player. I like him as a running back. I think him and Quinshawn would be a nice duo. I think Quinshawn would be the lead back. That'd be a nice duo. But yeah, I wasn't entirely pick. And then we have Shedeur Sanders at round 5. I think you should have just rolled with it. Like, I mean, yeah, you could pull the Patriots, but the Patriots didn't do this. They didn't pick a quarterback. They didn't pick the guy who had the franchise quarterback tag in the 5th round. So they had to deal with no controversy. And I'm talking about them drafting Joe Milton. Because you can pick two quarterbacks and then see which one works and then just trade the other one. But I mean, this makes everything shaky. What are you gonna do at the starting quarterback position? How is training camp gonna go? It kind of makes me feel weird about, like, how is Shedeur even gonna get a real opportunity? You know what I mean? With him being a 5th round pick, you know. What if Dylan Gabriel fits that system more? He just fits the system better. Because again, I like Dylan, and at the end of the day, a lot of people were saying there's no generational quarterback talent in this class. I do agree with that. I think there was a lot of good quarterbacks, not a lot, but a fair amount of good quarterbacks that I think had pretty solid potential and pretty solid talent. But yeah, it may not be a huge gap between Shedeur and Dylan. And then the NFL is all about opportunity. Like, there are guys who get drafted to situations where there's already a starter there, and we see this. We see this in this draft. There are guys who get drafted to situations where there's already a clear cut starter there, but this is a good player. And on another team, they would have got a better opportunity. Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis with the Jets. Jets should not have. I mean, I'm not gonna say they shouldn't have drafted those players, but it's wasting talent. And these players sign these 4-year contracts, and then they don't get another opportunity until 4 years later when they become a free agent or they get traded. But excuse me, it's gonna be a weird situation. I look forward to seeing how it plays out. I don't like Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders on the same team. I wanted to see Dylan go somewhere and compete for a starter spot. I want to see Shedeur go somewhere and compete for a starter spot. Um, this is gonna make it real weird. And then I'm pretty sure they pitched Kenny Pickett on competing for a starter spot. I'm pretty sure they pitched Joe Flacco on competing for a starter spot or being a starter. So it's like they just made the whole vibe in that quarterback room. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be very weird. Um, well, overall, what I would give this draft class, for the Browns, I would give it a B minus. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. They hit on majority of their picks. But obviously, and again, you hit the need with quarterback. There, you hit it. You just overdid it. You know. Again, like I said, two quarterbacks unnecessary, especially with the two that they are. I think it's a little bit unnecessary. And then the Dylan Sampson pick, I think they could have went somewhere else with that. Um, yeah, I think they could have picked somebody else. Like, there was good value in the 4th round, man. Even in the 5th, like, they didn't have to draft Shedeur. You already picked Dylan, you know. But hey, yeah, I give him a B minus. Give him a B minus. Not terrible, but it's not great. I think this is a good rookie class. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really look forward to see what y'all think, Browns fans. And yeah, subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed. Make sure I hit the like button too. Helps the channel grow. Helps me go up in the algorithm. Appreciate y'all.